Buckle your seatbelt, Dorothy.
How can you truly enjoy the meal unless you know the flavor? Welcome back, ABL fans. This is Big Earl, your trusted voice in Action Baseball League analysis, coming at you with our 23rd installment of Deep Dive 25. Watch your fingers, because we're about to slice, dice, and dissect all the nuances of this great league. A warm commendation to the sports journalist at the Philadelphia Inquirer for your sentimental and poetic style. Your humanistic approach to covering the team adds a deeply personal and touching dimension to your reporting. Okay, ABL fanatics, let's do this. Whether it's the Eastern powerhouses, the Central workhorses, or the Western wildcards, we're covering it all. See it for yourself. The Philadelphia Fury in the Eastern Division of the ABC, a team that dances on the edge of expectation and reality. Anchored by a coaching ensemble that's as eclectic as it is effective, and a GM whose wisdom in the trenches is legendary, they're a squad that commands attention. Mark my words, Philadelphia, with its blend of grit and finesse, is crafting a narrative that could very well redefine the long game. If you're one of those folks who can't get enough of the nitty-gritty, the ins and outs, the ups and downs of ABL baseball, then this deep dive is for you. It's like opening a box of Cracker Jacks. You never know what treasure you're gonna find. Grab a cheesesteak and let the Liberty Bells echo guide you, for we're delving into a team as complex and passionate as Philadelphia's storied history and vibrant cityscape.
Question 1. How does the owner's personality and negotiation style influence the team's culture and performance?
The soul of the Philadelphia Fury, a tale of grit, grind, and glory. The Philadelphia Fury, a team that dances to the rhythm of its mercurial owner, Gabe Eckert. At 70 years young and with 35 years in the baseball trenches, Eckert is the sage elder statesman whose moods swing like the Liberty Bell, cracked but resonant. His negotiation style is a blend of a grandfather's hug and a drill sergeant's bark, all while pinching pennies like a Depression-era housewife. He steers the ship but leaves the crew to man the sails, making him the quintessential hands-off patriarch. Now, trickle that energy down to the front office. GM John Ramos is as steadfast as the Rocky Steps, no frills, just results. Hitting coach Jim Coons, a pragmatist, simply wants his hitters to touch them all, while pitching coach Jimmy Sewell is the gospel preacher of power pitching. Collectively, they form an ensemble, slightly discordant but harmoniously bound by Eckert's quest for a 500 season, a modest goal, yet a North Star in their odyssey to not suck completely.
Question 2. What roles do the front office and coaches play in the team's success or struggles? Are they aligned with the owner's vision?
The heartbeat of the Fury, a harmony of ambitions and compromises in the city of brotherly love. The Philadelphia Fury, a tapestry of personalities and philosophies, each thread woven by hands both steady and daring. At the fulcrum stands GM John Ramos, your rock, your anchor, whose equanimity perfectly counters the pendulum swings of the owner's moods. He's the calm in the eye of the storm, aligned with the ownership's modest ambition of breaking even. Then there's hitting coach Jim Coons, a straight-shooting pragmatist who adheres to the age-old doctrine of just hit the darn ball. Coons is the everyday workhorse, a perfect fit for an owner who simply requests his team not be utterly terrible. But then there's pitching coach Jimmy Sewell, the maestro of heat and spin, an ardent believer in the art of the strikeout. His high-octane approach is like a jazz solo, improvisational, explosive, but at times, discordant with the owner's more conservative, penny-pinching mindset. Together, they form a complex melody of ambition and compromise, each in tune with the owner's simple refrain, play 500 ball and make it interesting. So, ABL fans, keep your ears tuned and hearts open, for the Fury are orchestrating a season that promises to be as thrilling as it is unpredictable.
Question 3. How does the team's financial health reflect in its performance?
The Ballad of the Philadelphia Fury, a tale of pockets not quite deep enough. The Philadelphia Fury, the enigma behind the clenched fist, teetering between ambition and reality like a trapeze artist on a high wire. With a budget of $11.6 million and a payroll just shy of that, they're the embodiment of a working-class dream, reaching for the stars but grappling with a wallet that's more mothballs than bills. Their revenue, a mere $7.6 million, is like a ball hit deep but falling just short of the fence, a tantalizing, yet frustrating, almost. Loyalty courses through the veins of their fan base, but their seats remain only 90% full, a stadium of almosts in a city that yearns for absolutes. And the fan interest, a dwindling flame that once burned at 83% but now flickers at 70%, as if the spirit of 72 has been diluted by a decade of mediocrity. So here lies the Fury, striving for a 500 season yet marred by ledgers soaked in red ink. The question that haunts the hallowed grounds of their ballpark is this: can they reconcile their reach with their grasp, turn pennies into pennants, and give their fans a reason to believe once more? The heartache and hope of baseball, all captured in the financial ebb and flow of Philly's own Fury.
Question 4. How has fan interest evolved over time, and what does it mean for the team's revenue and player acquisitions?
The fading echo of cheers. The Philadelphia Fury's battle against time and waning interest. My friends, for the Philadelphia Fury, the clock ticks louder each season. A fan interest that once bloomed at 83% has wilted to 70%, as if the team's spirit has been siphoned away, drop by precious drop, over the years. This isn't just an emotional downturn, it's a financial quagmire. Gate revenue and merchandise sales are whispers of what they could be, reflecting empty seats and unclad fans in a city that once roared for its team. With a modest payroll and even more modest cash for trades, the Fury finds itself in the cruel paradox of needing to spend to earn, yet restrained by an economizing owner and diminishing coffers. This isn't just arithmetic, it's the algebra of dreams deferred. The owner, Gabe Eckert, faces a dilemma akin to a pitcher with a dwindling pitch count. Each decision now carries the weight of the franchise's future. The Fury stands at a precipice, my dear ABL enthusiasts. They must rekindle the city's love, attract marquee players, and essentially stop the bleeding, financially and spiritually, or risk becoming a footnote in the annals of ABL history. The urgency of now has never felt more real for the beleaguered Fury.
Question 5. What is the current mood among the fan base, and how could it impact the team in the short term?
The silent stands of Philadelphia, a muted fan base, and the looming crisis for the Fury. The soul of the Philadelphia Fury, caught in the quietude of a 70% fan interest, a number that whispers rather than shouts. This is not the roar that once filled stadiums, it's the murmur of uncertainty, a lukewarm commitment that's impacting everything from ticket sales to the morale of the players. Those meager revenues, a gate barely nudging $276,689 and merchandise sales at a scant $65,070, are the financial expressions of a disenchanted love affair. The players, those warriors of the diamond, sense the tepid air. They yearn for the electric embrace of a full-throated crowd to lift their spirits and their game. And the dilemmas it poses for the front office. Do they gamble on a dazzling trade, or stay the course and risk further estrangement from the very fans who once made Philly a fortress of fervor? Even the owner, Gabe Eckert, a man of fiscal restraint and fluctuating moods, must be glancing nervously at the bottom line and the empty seats. In this theater of highs and lows, the immediate future of the Fury hangs in the balance, yearning for the spark that could reignite its soul. The game needs its fans, and right now, the Philadelphia Fury needs its heartbeat back.
Question 6. How is the team faring in the league standings, and what factors are contributing to their performance?
The elusive harmony of the Philadelphia Fury, a ballad of missed notes and unfulfilled promise. The Philadelphia Fury, languishing in the gray zone of a 9-10 record, a portrait of a team teetering on the edge of finding its soul. Their run differential tells a story of potential, a positive +9 that whispers of what could be, yet their stumbling 2-4 home record cries out for the comfort of their own turf. The road has been kinder, a 7-6 testament to a team that can find its feet but not its heart. With a strength of schedule that offers no excuses and a recent 2-game skid that punctuates their last 10 games at a middling 5-5, they are, in essence, a team in search of its identity. They falter in the clutch, their extra inning and one-run game records a litany of missed opportunities. We've got the talent. We've just got to put the pieces together, says skipper Danny Sanchez, a plea for harmony that remains elusive. As they face the looming series against the New York Aces, the Fury stands at a crossroads. Will they rise to their potential or continue to be a melody of might-have-beens? Philadelphia, your Fury is a song still searching for its chorus.
Question 7. What are the team's odds of making the playoffs on a divisional and conference level?
The long odds of autumn, Philadelphia Fury's uphill climb to playoff relevance. Philadelphia Fury, a team perched on the cliff's edge of playoff dreams, with numbers that read more like a weather forecast for a cloudy day than a blueprint for glory. In the divisional roulette, they sit at a paltry 16.6%, a chance, yes, but the kind you wouldn't want to stake your heart on. When the lens widens to the conference, the odds inch up to 22.3%, a fractional glimmer in a sky of daunting possibilities. This is a team that, if the winds don't shift, is poised to close the curtains on the season with an unspectacular 79-83 record. The odds may not be in their favor, but in baseball, as in life, miracles dwell in the corners of slim chances. So, for those whose hearts beat in Fury colors, it's a time for talismans and prayers, for the kind of hope that defies statistics. The Fury, dear fans, need a touch of the improbable, the magic that turns long shots into legends.
Question 8. How do base runs and ELO ratings paint a picture of the team's true strengths and weaknesses?
The metrics of hope and heartache, a deep dive into the Philadelphia Fury's ELO and base runs. The Philadelphia Fury, a team caught in the embrace of numbers that both caress and chastise. Their base runs tell a tale of overachievement on offense, with 85 actual runs scored against an expected 75, a burst of joy like finding an extra inning in a 9-inning game. Defensively, they've been frugal, allowing 76 runs against a predicted 82, a modest grace that hints at greater things. But make no mistake, that same defense has gaps, allowing those 76 runs like untimely errors in a close game. When you turn to the ELO ratings, the Fury sits in the middle of the pack at 1,484.3, neither the darlings nor the doormats of the league, a team that could either thrill or disappoint, depending on the day and the tilt of the baseball gods. Yes, these numbers sketch a portrait of a team on the cusp, a high-wire act that has yet to reach the other side. They have the promise, but do they have the mettle to turn statistical glimmers into a shining season? The numbers beckon and taunt, and in that tension lies the soul of the Philadelphia Fury.
Question 9. What does the team's WAR indicate about its most valuable players?
The unsung heroes and quiet cornerstones, understanding the Philadelphia Fury through WAR. WAR, wins above replacement, a stat as unforgiving as a 2-out, full-count pitch in the bottom of the ninth. It whispers and shouts about the value of each player, offering a numerical soul to the poetry of the game. For the Philadelphia Fury, a team WAR of 4.33 tells us they're a balanced act, a troupe of performers each contributing their own verse to the season's unfolding epic. With a pitcher WAR of 2.32, the mound seems to be their Fort Knox, likely guarded by an ace or a sterling reliever whose arm acts like a bulwark against defeat. On the flip side, a batter WAR of 2.01 is nothing to sneeze at. It hints at a few clutch performers, likely the guys you'd want digging in at the batter's box when the game's on the line. Yet, what's conspicuously absent is a towering figure, a superstar whose WAR would defy gravity. The team's total WAR suggests they're more ensemble than solo act, a collection of solid performers still in search of their marquee star. In the heart of these numbers lies the Fury's season-long question: do they have the alchemy to transform these individual notes into a championship melody? Only time and the grind of the season will write that final verse.
Question 10. How have injuries impacted the team's performance and depth?
A season on crutches, the tale of the Philadelphia Fury's injury woes. Injuries, the cruel jesters of the baseball world, lurking in the shadows to snatch away a team's dreams and rewrite its fate. For the Philadelphia Fury, the disabled list has become an all-too-familiar roster, holding 6 players hostage for a collective 98 days and costing the team a chunk of change to the tune of $96,700. It's as if a phantom has swept through the dugout, leaving empty lockers and vacant spots on the field. These injuries aren't just numbers, they're the ghostly absence of laughter in the locker room, the missing high fives after a home run, and the unoccupied seats in the bullpen. Bench depth is stretched thin, like a canvas yearning for the masterstroke that never comes. Financially, every dollar on the DL is a dollar not deployed in the quest for glory, a silent cost on a budget already strained. This season for the Fury has become a test of resilience, a gritty drama where understudies are thrust into the limelight, and the script is rewritten game by game. So, as the season unfolds, the question looms: can the Fury rise from these ashes, or will injuries pen the final chapter of their season's story? The uncertainty is the cruelest cut of all.
Question 11. What do the team's batting statistics reveal about its offensive capabilities?
The two-faced offense, a tale of the Philadelphia Fury's bats. The batting statistics of the Philadelphia Fury read like a bittersweet poem, each number a verse that tells of potential just out of reach. With 85 runs and a batting average of .259, they're no slouches at getting on base. Their on-base percentage of .345 and disciplined plate appearances, marked by a mere 15.4% strikeout rate and a 9.75% walk rate, speak to a team that approaches the plate with the patience of a chess player contemplating his next move. But the sting in the tail lies in their lack of power, a slugging percentage of .373 that whispers, "Is that all there is?" They've hit just 13 home runs, and their isolated power sits at a modest 114, making them more akin to a boxer who can jab but not knock you out. And then there's the tragedy of 29 double plays, each one a missed opportunity, a rally snuffed out like a candle in the wind. So, as we gaze upon these numbers, we see a team that knows how to start the conversation but struggles to deliver the punchline, a team with much to admire but still leaves you yearning for that show-stopping moment. The heartbreak and hope of baseball, all wrapped up in a set of numbers.
Question 12. How does the pitching staff stack up against divisional and conference competition?
A pitching tale of triumphs and trials, the Philadelphia Phillies mound saga. The Philadelphia Phillies pitching staff, a quiver of arrows with both sharp tips and frayed feathers. They boast a respectable ground ball rate of 49.7%, a canvas upon which double plays are artfully drawn. Their ERA sits at 3.9, just a whisper below their FIP of 4.13, suggesting that they're not merely riding on the coattails of luck or defensive brilliance. And let's not overlook the scant 12 home runs they've allowed, a testament to their ability to keep the ball within the confines of the park. Yet, every rose has its thorns. A walk rate of 7.1% looms like a dark cloud on a sunny day, a silent alarm that begs for attention. Their strikeout rate of 12.7% suggests a lack of the strikeout artist's brush, that final masterstroke to complete the picture. And then there's the opponent's on-base percentage of .341, a number that speaks of missed opportunities, of batters given free passage to first base. In summary, the Phillies pitching staff is a complex tapestry, woven with both golden threads and frayed strands. They have the ingredients for success, but can they mix them in the right proportions to bake that elusive championship cake? The perpetual drama of baseball, a stage where heroes and goats are but one pitch apart.
Question 13. Are the team's fielding statistics a strength or a weakness?
The fielding paradox, Philadelphia Phillies' tale of infield grace and outfield woes. The Philadelphia Phillies fielding, the infielders dance like ballet performers, twirling to 16 double plays, while their zone ratings hum a tune of steadfastness. From first to third base, they are a wall, keeping runners at bay with a runner's thrown-out percentage of 38.1%, as vigilant as a lighthouse in a stormy night. But alas, venture to the outfield, and the tune becomes a discordant melody. Negative zone ratings in center and right fields are the cracks in the veneer, places where fly balls find solace on the grass rather than leather. Then comes the defensive efficiency of 0.698, a subpar number that whispers, "We could do better." And let's not ignore the 21 stolen bases allowed, akin to small leaks in a boat that could add up to a sinking problem. So here it is, the Phillies fielding is a mosaic of bright spots and dim corners. They're the embodiment of the adage that you're only as strong as your weakest link, a lesson in the eternal struggle between triumph and shortcomings. Such is the beauty and agony of baseball.
Question 14. What do base running stats say about the team's tactical approach?
The quiet symphony of base running, Philadelphia Phillies' cautious dance on the base paths. In a game of baseball, the base paths are a stage, each bag a spotlight, and for the Philadelphia Fury, the performance has been more a quiet ballet than a daring acrobatic act. A mere 5 stolen bases against 5 caught stealings tell you they're not exactly tearing up the base paths. They're more like cautious pedestrians than reckless speedsters. Their 50% success rate in thievery is a gamble not worth taking, akin to a coin flip where each side bears a different kind of loss. The negative weighted stolen bases value of -0.48 whispers a somber truth. Their timid steps are costing them dearly. And not a single intentional walk to their name, a sign that even the tactical play of setting traps for double plays is left unexplored. The Fury's conservative approach on the base paths is less an asset and more a quiet lament, a song of what could be if only they dared to dance a little closer to the edge. The intricate, unforgiving ballet of base running.
Question 15. Who are the standout performers in batting, and what do their stats reveal?
The lyrical quartet, Philadelphia Fury's batting maestros. In the grand orchestra that is the Philadelphia Fury's lineup, for standout virtuosos compose a lyrical symphony at the plate. Rich Pena, the reliable third baseman, is the maestro, his bat an eloquent conductor's baton, leading with a sumptuous average near .350 and a WAR that hums just below 1. Next, we find Chris Fritz, the center fielder, a sprightly violinist in this ensemble, setting the tempo with his .294 average and a knack for stealing bases, truly the melody that gets the crowd humming. Jose Cespedes, behind the plate, is the booming bass, his 4 home runs reverberating in the scorecard like deep, resonant chords. Lastly, Ron Stout, holding his ground at first base, may not sing the highest notes with his .206 average, but when he does, it's a crescendo, punctuated by 3 soul-stirring home runs. Each a soloist in their own right, yet together, they create a harmonious blend of averages, runs, and home runs that keeps the audience, fans and foes alike, on the edge of their seats. Ah, the beautiful music of baseball, where every at-bat is a note in a season-long symphony.
Question 16. Who are the key figures in the pitching staff, and how do they influence games?
The Symphony of Arms, Philadelphia Phillies pitching maestros. Ah, the Philadelphia Phillies pitching staff, a collection of arms as varied and complex as the notes in a Beethoven symphony. At the conductor's podium is Matt Adams, the unflappable ace, wielding an ERA and FIP that sing of consistency and a WAR that underscores his value. Hiroki Ono, the lyrical second violin, complements him with an ERA and FIP that are nothing short of poetic. Roberto Hernandez, the tempestuous cello, might deliver a sonorous ERA, but his FIP whispers of potential discord ahead. Then there's Mike Stanley, the seasoned viola, neither ostentatious nor timid, who brings a certain gravitas to the ensemble with his steadfast performance. Lastly, Gilberto Flores, the surprising piccolo, whose ERA may waver but whose FIP suggests a hidden melody yearning to be heard. Together, they compose the Phillies' rotation, a medley of talents that can either crescendo into a triumphant opus or disintegrate into cacophonous chaos. Ah, the drama, the suspense, it's why we keep our seats till the final note is played.
Question 17. Who excels in base running and fielding, and how do they impact the game's outcome?
The silent maestros, the Phillies' wizards of base running and fielding. In the grand theater of baseball, it's often the unsung heroes who steal the show. For the Philadelphia Fury, Miguel Vasquez and Kevin Pender are the fleet-footed phantoms on the base paths, perfect in their stolen base attempts and positive forces in weighted stolen bases. They're the kind of men who can steal a scene or a base, with the audience barely noticing until the curtain call. In the realm of leather and grass, the spotlight shines on Rich Pena, Jesus Gaona, and Johnny Amaro. Pena, the unyielding sentinel at third, boasts a zone rating that makes him a veritable fortress. Gaona, the shortstop, and Amaro, the second baseman, form a sublime double-play duo, their zone ratings singing the quiet hymn of balls converted to outs. These men might not make the nightly news, but in the heartbeats between pitches and the hushed moments before a ground ball, they write their own headlines, one stolen base and turn double play at a time.
Question 18. What does the team's age demographic reveal about its experience and future potential?
Seasons and sprouts, the age tapestry of the Philadelphia Fury. Ah, the wistful dance of time and talent, unfolding in the roster of the Philadelphia Fury. With a major league average age nearing 29, the team is seasoned like a well-worn glove, especially in the bullpen where the average age tips just over 29 and a half. These are the men who know the weight of the ball and the gravity of a ninth inning. Yet, as we wander down the farm system, we see sprouts in the field. The A-level average age hovers around 24, a testament to raw talent and untamed dreams. Sandwiched in between are the AAA and AA squads, men in their late 20s, standing at the door of destiny, cleats scuffing the threshold. The Fury, then, is a living tapestry of seasoned wisdom and budding potential, a blend that promises both the rich fruit of the present and the tantalizing zest of the future.
Question 19. Who has had the best batting and pitching games, and what do these performances signify for the team?
Epic performances, the bellwethers of the Philadelphia Fury. Ah, the echo of the bat and the whisper of the mitt, the hallmarks of games that lodge themselves in the collective memory of a team and its fans. For the Philadelphia Fury, these poetic moments have been authored by none other than Rich Pena and Miguel Vasquez in the batter's box, and Hiroki Ono and Gilberto Flores on the mound. Pena, with his April 15th symphony against the Portland Lumberjacks, drove in 4 runs and sent a ball out of the park, and owed to his ability to change a game. Vasquez followed suit on April 21st, embroidering the scoresheet with 2 RBIs and a decisive win over the Pittsburgh Express. On the mound, Hiroki Ono gave us a masterclass, a near-perfect game that shut down the Express and left spectators in awe. Not to be outdone, Gilberto Flores graced us with a complete game, allowing a single run, a performance akin to a well-composed sonnet. These aren't merely standout performances, they are the lodestars guiding the Fury's season, imbued with the promise of what could yet be.
Question 20. What does your gut tell you about this team in the 1981 championship season and the Grand Tournament of Champions?
A gut feeling, the 1981 Philadelphia Fury's quest for glory. Ah, the soul of baseball, where the numbers yield to the whispers of instinct. In the storybook of the 1981 championship season, my gut casts the Philadelphia Fury as more than mere ink on the page. They're the authors, penning a narrative destined for the annals of ABL history. A band of brothers, armed with both the wisdom of seasoned veterans and the verve of young guns, they carry the weight of expectations like a badge of honor. And as they ink their way through the pages of the regular season, the Grand Tournament of Champions looms like a mountain peak, distant yet compelling. But worry not, for the Fury have the mettle to scale these heights. Equipped with a balanced arsenal of hitting and pitching, and steeled by a front office as savvy as they come, they're not just in the race, they're leading the pack. Yes, friends, my gut tells me that when the final chapter of the 1981 season is written, it will be the Philadelphia Fury standing tall, their names etched not just in the record books, but in the hearts of baseball lovers everywhere.
Question 21. What is the team's history in the Grand Tournament of Champions?
The weight of history, the Philadelphia Fury's Grand Tournament quest. In the heart of Philadelphia, where the Liberty Bells crack echoes as a reminder of both imperfection and possibility, we find the Fury, a team perennially standing at destiny's doorstep, yet never crossing the threshold. They've assembled rosters like a master painter gathers colors, yet the final brushstrokes of postseason triumph elude them. The air around the clubhouse is thick, not just with the hum of fastballs and the crack of bats, but with the unspoken pressure that descends from the owner's box to the pine of the dugout bench. This is a fan base for whom hope is both a rallying cry and a cruel joke, their optimism perennially tested by the ghosts of playoffs past. The legacy of individual brilliance is shadowed by collective silence in October, posing questions that linger like morning fog. As the trade deadline approaches, one wonders whether the front office will grasp for the brass ring or shrink back, haunted by the specter of seasons squandered. The manager paces in a dugout that could become a trapdoor, and as for that elusive window of opportunity, one feels it hanging open, awaiting either closure or a gust of championship wind. Yet, amid all these ponderous certainties and uncertainties, lies the X factor, the unquantifiable magic of having nothing to lose. And if the Fury finally penned that elusive first chapter in their Grand Tournament tale, oh, what a story of redemption it would be, inked in the timeless script of baseball lore.
Question 22. What is the team's history in previous seasons?
A symphony of seasons, the Philadelphia Fury's historical tapestry. The Philadelphia Fury, a ball club that's woven a tapestry of seasons as varied as the hues of an autumn forest. From their hopeful inaugural season in '72 to their current stance, just 2 games shy of glory in '81, the Fury have been masters of both promise and heartbreak. They've danced on the precipice of playoffs but never taken the final step, a team perennially looking through the window but never entering the banquet. Financially stable but never opulent, they've seen the turnstiles click in both good years and bad, a testament to a fan base that's as loyal as it is long-suffering. Payrolls have bloomed like spring flowers, yet the harvest of wins remains inconsistent. Individual seasons have showcased glimmers of pitching and hitting brilliance, but rarely in harmonious concert. And while championships are stories yet unwritten in their history books, the ink of possibility is fresh for 1981. Yes, the Fury's past is a melody of highs and lows, but as any aficionado of the game will tell you, in baseball, it's the next note that counts, and this season's composition just might be their masterpiece.
Question 23. What's your take on last season?
The melancholy waltz of the 1980 Philadelphia Fury season. The 1980 season for the Philadelphia Fury, a sonnet of high hopes and low returns, like a summer storm that promised rain but left only heat. Coming off a season of high attendance, the Fury languished, finishing a woeful 18 games back with a record that even their mothers would find hard to defend. As if caught in a malaise, they underperformed their expected win-loss by 10 games, a miss that stings like the hot end of a firecracker. The pitching, respectable on paper, couldn't find the alchemy to turn quality starts into wins, while the bats slumbered like hibernating bears. And the enigma of an $8 million payroll that returned pennies on the dollar, a mystery that even Sherlock Holmes would find perplexing. The fans, those hardy souls, showed signs of weariness, attendance waning like the last notes of a sad song. And while the ledger stayed in the black, one wonders what moves could be made to change this team's fortune. With a season like this, 1981 becomes not just a new chapter, but a desperate plea for redemption.
Question 24. How does what happened in the 1980 season reflect on the 1981 early campaign?
The echoes of yesteryear. How 1980 shadows Philadelphia Fury's 1981 campaign. The shadow of the 1980 season stretches long into the early mists of Philadelphia Fury's 1981 campaign, like an old song that keeps playing in the back of your mind, haunting yet oddly comforting. There's an urgency in the air, a pressing need to shake off last year's disappointments and prove their mettle. The front office is under the microscope, their decisions weighed like gold on a balance. On the mound, the respectable ERA of yesteryear needs to translate into the sweet currency of wins. At the plate, eyes are wide, waiting for the slumbering bats to awaken. And the fans, those eternal optimists, are teetering on the edge of full-throated support, needing just a nudge of early success. The financial books are stable but could quickly turn into a ledger of regret without a change in fortune. The manager's chair, though warm, is hardly cozy, and the players' morale is like a fragile spring bud, ready to bloom or wilt. And let's not forget, each game writes a new line in what is shaping up to be a make-or-break narrative for the Fury. Yes, my friends, the echoes of 1980 are loud, but the promise of 1981 is a siren's call, beckoning the team toward redemption or despair.
Question 25. What is your take on the current roster?
The tapestry of talent and trouble, an early gaze at Philadelphia Fury's 1981 roster. The 1981 Philadelphia Fury are like a quilt stitched from patches of brilliance and blemish. In the realm of pitching, Gilberto Flores and Roberto Hernandez emerge as hopeful heralds, while Mike Stanley suffers from an absence of run support. The bullpen is a seesaw of potential and peril, with Oscar Rebellis teetering on the brink. Behind the plate, Jose Cespedes sparkles like a diamond amidst gravel, and among the infielders, Rich Pena stands as the glowing sun around which others orbit. The outfield is a puzzle still missing its critical pieces, with Emmanuel Avila and Javier Robinson being the jigsaw bits that just won't fit. Injury has cast its long, dark shadow, particularly the painful absence of Justin Falksarm in the rotation. As they tango against right-handers and left-handers, they dance without a true power hitter leading the charge. The financial coffers offer room for mid-season maneuvering, but the most compelling question remains, can this tapestry of talent and trouble weave itself into a championship banner? The 1981 season is young, but its narrative is already rich and complex, a story begging for its thrilling climax. Well, there you have it, your up-close and personal deep dive into the Philadelphia Fury. We've dissected their strengths, weaknesses, and everything in between. We've peeked into the owner's suite, dug into the dugout, and even scoped out the fans in the bleachers. And let me tell you, what a ride it's been. Like a well-pitched game, we've covered all the bases. But remember, baseball is a game of unpredictability. Just when you think you've got it figured out, it throws you a curveball. The Philadelphia Fury, a team that's been weaving through the regular season with the precision of a masterful artist, yet in the grand tournament of champions, they've often found themselves just short of the final masterpiece. Will this be the year they complete their opus and claim the spotlight, or are they fated to remain an unfinished symphony in the ABL's grand concert of competition? The Fury's tale is far from over, and the next chapter promises to be a page-turner. Big Earl here, folks. Keep your eyes peeled for future reports as we navigate through the twists and turns of another gripping ABL season. So, whether you're a fan of the Fury or just love the game, the best is yet to come. Until next time, this is the game. See it for yourself.
Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
See it for yourself.
know the difference between the dream world and the real world. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.